hospitality is more demanding than ever, and to be successful, it takes everybody working together.
Welcome to the Proven Principles podcast by Knowing Hospitality, the show that deconstructs and demystifies the inner workings of the hotel industry. Here's your host, Adam Knight.
Welcome to the show. My name is Adam Knight. I am a 20-plus year veteran of luxury hotel operations and owner of Proven Principles, a hospitality operations consulting firm. And this is our show where we aim to deconstruct and demystify the best practices of luxury hotel operations and try to make them available to you and your business. So this episode is a little different. This one is aimed at senior leaders or those aspiring to get into senior leadership. One of your most important tasks when you're leading a team is to clearly define what it is that everyone is working towards. You need to be able to articulate in no uncertain terms the purpose that people have on a day-to-day basis and to set the North Star for the organization. This is important because teams without a purpose will define their own goals. They will lack clarity in their roles and responsibilities, and in most cases, they're going to end up working as individuals focused on their own agendas. So this begs the question, what is the North Star? What is a North Star in a well-run hospitality operation? And what should it be for your business, especially if you're looking to turn your ship around? Well, you've got to develop a customer-first mentality throughout your property or throughout your business. So what does that really mean? In other words, it means making sure that everyone knows that they are in it together, that everyone is ultimately working towards the same goal. And you've got to be able to clearly communicate and articulate that it takes the sum of all positions in the operation, regardless of their specific job function, to craft an incredible experience for your customers. No one job, no one position is more important than the other. Everybody contributes to that incredible experience. And that has to be a part of your messaging and part of your culture. That thread has to be woven throughout. So this all sounds good, but getting there can actually be quite tricky. So to get around some of the anticipated roadblocks you'll run into, there are some points that you need to keep in mind and some practices and some messaging that you need to use to make the transition to a guest-centric or a customer-centric operation a little bit easier. And it kicks off with managers walking the walk. So I spoke about earlier how no one position is more important than the other, and that includes managers. Managers should never ask an employee to do something they wouldn't do themselves. If managers elevate themselves above the work that their employees are performing, it destroys motivation and it destroys respect for team leaders. Your team is not going to follow your lead if they think that you believe that you're better than the tasks that you're asking them to perform. If you really want to have your team follow you and you're in a management position, you've got to roll up your sleeves from time to time and get in the mix. I promise you it's going to make a difference, if anything, because it's such a rare practice. So the next point about how to create a guest-centric or a team-centered mentality or North Star throughout your operation is understanding how information is shared between departments. This is a really important point here, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on it. Great operations hold general stand-up meetings typically twice a day. They'll do one at 7 a.m. or right around shift change, 7, 8 a.m., and they'll do another one in the afternoon, again around shift change at about 3 in the afternoon. This is a meeting where department managers and supervisors from all over the property or all over the operation attend to discuss what's going on either in the day, for the day, or to get some visibility on what's happening in the next 24 to 48 hours. So they'll discuss things like guest arrivals and departures, any groups that are coming in, any VIPs that they need to know about, any issues that have been going on, just generally items that people need to know to do their jobs effectively. What then will happen is that these department managers and supervisors take the information that they discussed at this general stand-up meeting and take it down to their departments and again reiterate it at their shift briefings where they bring all of their teams together to discuss relevant items in the day or for the next 24 to 48 hours for their department, but also to give their direct teams visibility on what's going on throughout the operation at large. The benefit here is that everybody is hearing the same message. So they know what's happening. They have visibility on the day, and they know how their department contributes to the overall success of the business. It really does foster higher levels of teamwork and communication between the departments because they start to understand how all the departments and the job functions around the business fit in with one another, how everybody contributes to a larger goal. When you're holding these general stand-up meetings or these shift briefings, you want to be very transparent with the information that you're sharing. You don't want to create information silos, and you certainly shouldn't be parsing information and communicating it in a way that you think what you're delivering is relevant to a specific department. Because the reality is that customers are going to find themselves throughout the operation at some point, and they may ask one department employee a question or a request that maybe doesn't fall into their area of expertise. And so to have continuity of great service delivery and information flow throughout, you want everybody to know what's going on and everybody to have visibility on what's happening in the operation so that everybody can answer questions and accommodate requests when they come up. This really is going to drive better teamwork, and you're going to get the benefit of promoting strong interdepartmental communication, and it's going to have the added benefit of fighting the "it's not my job" syndrome or mentality that has a way of popping up or seeping in to operations if you're not careful. So as we just mentioned, when your team knows what's going on, they're more apt to try and help a customer, even if a request comes in that isn't in their immediate area of responsibility, or even if they don't know how to answer a question or a request. This strong feeling of teamwork and we're all in it together means that your employees are going to be more likely to seek out answers or offer alternative solutions because they have a broader understanding of the full operation, or they know who to contact when a request comes in outside of their immediate area, or if they don't know how to answer it. You want to have those strong lines of communication open and have people know who to go to. And those stand-up meetings and that open, broad communication is going to foster that. You're also going to get the added benefit that employees are going to be more inclined to fully own customer requests or problems and really seeing them through to full resolution. Because again, when people are comfortable in their jobs and they're comfortable in the larger scope of the operation, they're going to know how to handle problems when they come up. So a quick side note here on teamwork. If you've got a team member using the "it's not my job" card, you've got to get rid of them. They've got the wrong attitude, and they're almost always going to continue working against you regardless of the time and energy that you put into changing a situation. It may seem like you're turning them around, but the next thing that happens that they don't like, they could play that card again and be rowing in the other direction, and you can't afford to have people like that on your team. So really listen for that, and when it comes up, you've got to address it right away. So why do you want to have a North Star? Why is this important, and why do great hotel operations or great hospitality operations put such an emphasis on this? Well, a North Star keeps the team engaged and it keeps them motivated. If you can develop a customer-first North Star or mentality that permeates your operation, it truly is an amazing thing to see in practice. It's going to take a lot of work, but if you keep talking about it, if you learn from it, if you keep revisiting it and modify it with new learnings, and as your operation matures and changes over time, and most importantly, if you celebrate wins, you're absolutely going to see the benefit. It really is an amazing thing to see. So that's it for today, guys. I really appreciate you listening. If you haven't had a chance to yet, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast so you can get notified when new shows are released. We'd also love for you to leave an honest review of the show. Let us know what you think so we can keep putting together content that we hope provides you with a ton of value. If you want to learn more about Proven Principles, you can head over to our website, theprovenprinciples.com. There you're going to find show notes, past episodes, other articles about how to develop a thriving operation and really put a strong service culture in place. So there's a ton more content and tools that you can use on the website, theprovenprinciples.com. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks again, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch up with you on another episode.
Thanks for listening to the Proven Principles Podcast with Adam Knight. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a show. The podcast is brought to you by Knowing Hospitality, a full-service hotel management company that puts your performance first by rethinking the management model. Visit knowinghospitality.com to learn more. Until next time.